Erica knelt in front of the mirror beside her teacher. His hand cradled her chin as he turned her to face him. "You're ready to see the future." She smiled, elated by the praise that had drawn her to him all those months ago. "Do you remember what I warned you about?" He had warned her that divination can lead to fear and disappointment, which did nothing to quell her curiosity. "I can do it," she pleaded, believing herself to be wise beyond her dozen years. Her teacher nodded as they shifted their attention back to the mirror. Its surface illuminated a garish white as Erica burrowed her face into his chest. "Look," he said. As her eyes adjusted, vague colors and shapes became visible. The image sharpened to reveal a blonde woman, mimicking her shocked expression. She knew the eyes were her own, but from the neck down there was luscious curvature she did not recognize. Her heart broke in fear as a set of hands ran up her reflection's naked frame. She shuddered while her teacher exhaled deeply in her ear. She let out a shaky, almost inaudible, "What?" His face materialized above adult Erica's shoulder. His hands gripped and parted the illusion's legs. The child recoiled as her eyes darted to her teacher, crying out for his reassurance. She was met with a lustful, animal gaze. Her shriek rocked the lodge as it echoed from her depiction in the mirror. She scampered across the checkered board floor, out onto the crunching leaves. The woods seemed to go on endlessly, though she continued running, praying she would hit the seashore quickly. His footsteps were not far behind her. "It can't be the future. I don't want it to be," her mind shouted as she leapt onto the sand. In a stroke of divine intervention, a man was walking his dog on the typically isolated stretch of beach. His relaxed demeanor vanished as the terrified child entered his view. Paternal instincts took over as he greeted her. "Hello," he said, trying to calm the little girl. His dog, however, was focused intensely on the hidden figure in the distance. A deep, angry growl came out of him. "He's gonna find us!" "Who?" he asked, following his dog's line of sight. He couldn't manage to spot the predator his companion did. "My teacher, please, he's chasing me. Can you walk me home? I know how to get there." Erica looked into his eyes with desperation, knowing his presence was the only thing protecting her from traumas beyond her imagination. The man obliged cautiously, keeping the possibility of defending both their lives in his mind. The mason stayed confined to the tree line as his prey disappeared into the approaching dusk. His unsatisfied desires burned beneath his skin. He really thought that he had found a young girl to fit his fantasy, that he had captured the affection of what would become a lifelong student. He scolded himself for letting his excitement get the best of him. She just seemed so enthralled by his teachings, so eager, so ready. Erica's home grew closer as the moon raised into the night sky. Her heart swelled with gratitude for the two heroes trailing close behind her. When she was close enough to make out the flowers along her porch, a wave of remorse washed over her. She had foolishly ignored the scripture her mother read to her. "There shall not be found among you anyone who burns his son or daughter as an offering, anyone who practices divination, tells fortunes, and interprets omens, or a sorcerer, a charmer, a medium, or a necromancer, or one who inquires of the dead, for whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord."